Okay, we're right in the middle of writing a compare method for this new class that we created. I'm going to kind of shortcut this thing, and I'm going to do a return imp1 get last name, and then do compare to imp2 get last name. That's kind of a shortcut way of doing it. I could have made it a little bit more clear, but for expedience sake, what that means is every time that you do this thing, I want you to compare the last name to the other last name. Okay? Kind of makes sense? All right. So let me go back to my Chapter 10 guy where I did this sort. Okay? So now I need to tell it to use that class. Now there's a shortcut way of doing this. I can create a new instance of a variable without actually giving it a name. I mean, I don't have to do that, but I'm just going to say new sort by last name, like that. Okay? And then let's spit this thing out a second time to see if it actually works. You know, I never even paid much. Probably going to have to change the names of some of these guys because I think their last names are the same. So for this to make any sense, I'm going to have to go back here and change some things. So Jane Smith, and so let's do Jane Doe. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so here's the sorted one with Jane Doe and Smith, so it actually worked. All right, so in review, what is the power of an interface? Well, quite frankly, you'll probably never ever write an interface, most likely, unless you're writing deep system code for like a code house like Microsoft or something like that. Well, the power of an interface is it unlocks these extra attributes that you can use, like sort. I couldn't use sort before because I didn't have something. So creating a class that implements a particular type of interface, like this one told me exactly what kind of interface I needed. I needed an interface called comparator with angle brackets and then the base name of the class we're after, the superclass. So I did that. I created a class called sort by last name and I implemented that interface. So one more time, for the what, third or fourth time? What is the most prevalent use of an interface in normal everyday application programming? If you answered, well, it's to enforce a contract, that is not a good answer. What's the answer? It unlocks these other things. Okay, got it? Good. Okay, on page 674, they talk about default methods, where you actually can write some code. I'm going to ignore that. It's like often interface will have like a toString or something that is the default method. I'm not going to bother with that. On page 681, they have that section 1010 I'm going to skip, and 1011 I'm going to skip. And so we're down to common errors to avoid on page 689. Good stuff in there. Please do read that. Okay, we have reached the end of this chapter. Hope you guys were paying attention because I gave you an awful lot of why kind of things in here, right? And if you weren't paying attention, you probably are not going to do well when I ask you a why kind of question on a quiz, right? Okay, see you guys next time.